What's up, guys? So I have a Relinquished Djinn deck profile for you guys. It's a little fun deck to play, and with banless season coming around, I figure it's the perfect deck to be playing this time of the year. So let's get right into this deck profile. Kicking it off, triple Relinquished. It's going to be pretty much your boss monster for the deck. You're going to want to get to him as quick as possible and get him out on the board, or get as many copies of him in hand as possible with the ritual spell card to summon him. This way, when your opponent goes for those big plays, you can just take their monster. So triple Relinquished. 3 Manju to search out your Relinquished and to search out your ritual spell for Relinquished, because you want to get to them as quick as possible, like I said. Playing 1 Senju to add your Relinquished to your hands. You're not always going to have a use for him once you see him, but he's in there just in case. You never know. So next we got your Dejins. We got 3 releaser of rituals. This pretty much keeps your opponent from special summoning. If it's in the graveyard and you banish it to ritual summon a monster, it keeps your opponent from special summoning as long as that ritual monster is on board. So you got 3 copies of him because you don't want your opponent special summoned. 1 Demolisher of rituals. This one keeps it so your ritual monster can't be targeted by your opponent's card effects, which is very, very useful. You get your Relinquished out, you take one of your opponent's monsters, and you banish this when you ritual summon. Now your opponent pretty much can't get around your Relinquished that easy. Playing 2 Djinn of this guy. He pretty much keeps your your ritual monster from being affected by trap cards. So if you banish him to ritual summon your Relinquished can't be targeted by traps. Which, depending on the situation, this one could come in handy. You never know. And then we're playing 1 Presider of rituals. This one, once the ritual monster destroys a monster by battle, the controller of the ritual monster gets to draw a card. So every time your Relinquished destroys a card, you get to draw a card, which is pretty good. So that's all your Djinn cards. You want to get these into your graveyard as quick as possible to go for your Relinquished plays and banish these instead of your other monsters. Then we got 3 copies of Cardi, because you want to get into your deck as quick as possible. This deck does have a lot of normal summons also, but card kind of helps balance it out, because you summon card, you draw those extra cards, and you can discard your Djinns if need be, if you have too many cards in your hand, but you never know. But triple card to get through to your cards a little bit quicker. 3 Armageddon Knight, because all your Djinns are darks, so you can ditch them with Armageddon Knight. Also, we are playing playing the Relinquished, which is also a dark. So if you had, let's say, Preparation of Rites in your hand, no wait, never mind, that's not gonna work. Shut up. But Armageddon Knight to ditch your Djinns, to get your Djinns to grave, helps you deck thin a little bit. Playing 2 copies of Mathematician to help you ditch your Djinns to the graveyard, get them in there quicker. 1 Curry Bandit, same reason, get your Djinns to the graveyard quicker. Oh, and Mathematician does add a little draw power when it gets destroyed by battle. But Curry Bandit, get your Djinns in the graveyard. Sometimes this backfires. There was a game where I went Curry Bandit and milled all 3 Relinquished and 2 of the Black Illusion rituals, but you still got your Xyz, so it's not highly bad, but your boss monster just went to the graveyard. Then I'm playing 1 Kage to Kage, because you are playing the 3 Armageddon Knights, the 3 Manjus, the 1 Senju, so they're all level 4s, so they're all, you can use Kage to Kage with them to go into a Lavavel chain. Summoner Monk, because Summoner Monk is boss. We're not playing any traps in this deck, So we do have quite a few spells. So Summoner Monk helps you get to your, let's say, Armageddon Knight or your Manjus. But usually you don't want to summon Manju off of this. You want to just go for your Armageddon Knights, because then Manju won't get its effect. Or you can go for one of your Dejins and then go to, let's say, Lavalval Chain and then detach the Djinn and then ditch another Djinn. You could always do that as well. And then one Trigodia for this deck, because the deck is kind of slow, but this card comes in handy. Especially early on, you can drop this. You'll have a lot of cards in your hand, and sometimes your opponent can't get over it. And then if you need to, you can activate its effect to change its level, to copy the level of a monster in the graveyard, and go for a rank 4 play when you're done abusing your Trigodia. So that's all the monsters for the deck. For the spells, we're playing 3 copies of Black Illusion Ritual to get your Relinquished out as quick as possible. You want to see these as often as possible, and they're searchable with your Manjus. So 2 ritual weapons to boost your Relinquished, because let's be honest, Relinquished has 0 attack. So if your opponent doesn't have any monsters, you can still go for Relinquished. You can activate this on him. You can activate both of these on one Relinquished and make it 3k, and then just attack your opponent. But usually I put this on as like an insurance policy, kind of. Like you take your opponent's monster and then you activate this. Now you're Relinquished 1,500 points stronger than it was. But that's just me. You could also use it for Summoner Monk if it's dead in your hand. 2 Preparation of Rites to get your Relinquish from your deck and to get your Ritual Spell card from your graveyard. A lot of times you're not going to need these because your Manjus do search out relatively quickly. But sometimes your opponent will shut one play down, so then you use this and you can get your Ritual Spell back and another Relinquished for your play. So 2 Pot of Duality. You don't special summon a crazy lot in this deck, but you do. So 2 Pot of Dualities is fine. It keeps it consistent, but it doesn't get in the way. And helps you get to your Manjus and your Armageddon Knights quicker. Then 1 Dark Hole, triple MST to pop any kind of back row. Since we aren't really playing any traps, we don't have any kind of trap protection or back row protection. So using these to get rid of whatever back row your opponent has, so you can just push for game quicker, definitely helps. And then 1 Book of Moon. This Book of Moon has won me games so many times. Like with Manju, your opponent, you summon Manju, you set Book of Moon, you pass turn. Your opponent's going to try and attack Manju. You can activate Book of Moon either on your opponent's monster, or if your opponent doesn't summon, you activate it on your opponent's end phase. Flip Manju face down, and then flip it back up on your turn, and you get to search again with Manju. And the 1 Dark Hole, you guys, I recommend playing Regeki. Don't play Dark Hole in this deck. Regeki would be so much better of a card, but I don't have Regeki right now. So no Regeki for the moment. So yeah. Okay, that's the main deck, guys. For the extra deck, we are playing 3 Lavalval Chains. Someone's borrowing my other 2, so hopefully I just buy more. But for right now, it's supposed to be 3 Lavalval Chains. You go into this, you ditch your Djinns to the graveyard, get to what you need quickly. Exciton Knight, Cowboy, 101. Kind of standard in rank 4s, I would think. More to 101 in Exciton Knight, but Cowboy, you can get that last bit of burn damage. Heartland Draco, I fell in love with this card. This card is just boss. Diamond Direwolf, Black Ship of Corn. And then Wind Up Zen Mains and Ghost Trick Alucard. So that's the extra deck, guys. It's not a whole crazy extra deck, but it functions well. I was playing Acid Golem at one point, and Downer Magician, but I found Alucard and Zen Mains a little bit better. You could still run Acid Golem and Downer Magician, but this just seemed to work the best for me. So guys, that is my Relinquished deck profile for you guys. You guys can comment, like, rate, and subscribe for more crazy anti-meta deck profiles or meta deck profiles, whatever I feel like uploading that week. So definitely give the video a thumbs up if you like the deck profile. One thing to also keep in mind, this deck does go through your main deck relatively quickly. So if you're going to try and play this deck, just keep that in mind, guys. And thanks for watching.